cut the intro short, man. Look, we haven't been on the show for a long time, and some news that went down that I'm already upset about. We're gonna go back and let's talk about the Knicks for a second. You fired Coach Fizdale after less than 30 games. What did you expect to come out of this? You expected to be a playoff team?
Well, I mean, he's had 2 years to try to get something going, and I guess management didn't see.
So he had a year and 30 games. Did he expect after that first year he was going to make the playoffs? With that roster that they came up with, not one person on that team made an all-star game. Well, so what was they supposed to do?
Well, we already know the Knicks as an organization is a dumpster fire. From owner on down.
Horrible.
I just feel sorry for the Knicks fans, honestly. I'm not a Knicks fan. So
I saw the news, and past the fact that it's Coach Fizdale, well-respected coach in the league, who do they have in mind that they feel is going to do a better job? Who's out there? Who's out there that they think is going to come in and just change the program around that fast? I wouldn't even want to coach over there. I wouldn't want nothing to do with that organization.
And I'm with you on that one.
Now that I got that off my chest. That's just the Knicks alone. It's time for me to get on these Jaguars. These boys lost 5 games by 17 plus points in a row. We have no aspirations of going anywhere. But yet I still wake up in the morning with the news that Doug Marrone is still my coach. I don't understand. The Carolina Panthers got rid of Ron Rivera, who took them to the Super Bowl. They got rid of him smack there in the middle of the year.
And I don't think that was a good move.
They lost to the Redskins and they chopped it off. They said, we're done. We got to do better. That was unacceptable. What is keeping our ties to Doug Marrone? That one year that we won 10 games?
I guess.
I just want to wake up one morning. I'm happy that we beat the Raiders and snap that losing streak. But to me, that don't save that brother job.
Honestly, y'all, the Jaguars are a couple draft picks away from a fairly decent team.
I think that's what we all thought until this season. And then our star linebacker, Telvin Smith, decided he didn't want to play this year. We lose Jalen Ramsey after, 4 or 5 games. Well, now all of a sudden...
1 game, and then he didn't play for...
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Now all of a sudden, our holes are more glaring. So I say scrap the metal, start all over. Let's get rid of some guys on the staff. Coughlin got to go. I'm done with them too. I barely want to watch the games. But now that I got that out of the way, let's get into today's segment. You guys, welcome to the MB8cast. Today we're going to talk about college playoffs. We got the 2 big games.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We got Clemson, Ohio State, LSU, and Oklahoma. How you feeling about these games?
Well, honestly, I'm really excited about these matchups, especially this Clemson and Ohio State matchup. Clemson is the most balanced team in the playoffs. Ohio State has been balling out all year, but I think Clemson is going to go in with this underdog mentality because they haven't been recognized by anybody to be an elite team, or not to be an elite team, but to be, I guess, to the status quo of what they should be.
I agree.
And Dabo's eating that up, and I think Clemson's gonna go in and,
of course,
put some points up on Ohio State.
Anytime you get championship caliber teams, they start looking for more motivation. They start looking for doubt and reasons to give them an extra push to go harder and to go stronger.
Right.
Clemson, everyone this year saying, man, should they even be here? They're undefeated. They won the ACC, but who do they play? The ACC is horrible.
ACC is.
And it's true. It's horrible. We need teams like Miami and Florida State to get back to being good again because I'll bring the conference up significantly.
Even teams like NC State and Syracuse need to be back to a middle of the pack
exactly.
type of team.
8, 9 wins.
Right.
So the ACC needs help. That does not take away the greatness from Clemson. I think that's what a lot of people are starting to do. When they're winning games by 40, 50 points. They have the backups in midway through the 3rd quarter. Everyone's looking down upon them, and basically, it's almost like we're giving them the Boise State treatment from years ago.
Right.
You're beating nobody, but you're undefeated. Show us something else. But to me, what more do we need to show you? They're holding people to 10 or less points.
Right.
They're scoring 40, 50 points a night. It's playoff time, and I feel like now that they're about to get their time to shine, I think Dabo and the boys are going to step up.
Yes, after that close game to NC, they was beating opponents by an average of 41 points.
That's insane.
That is crazy.
This
it doesn't
is still
matter.
A Power 5 conference.
It doesn't matter. They're a good team. I think they can win against Ohio State.
I agree. I think Clemson's going to end up beating Ohio State. It would not surprise me if Ohio State won the game. They have as much talent as anyone. They have a lot of NFL players on that roster. They have quite a few guys that are first round projected. They have 2 guys that's top 10 projected. They have talent all around the board.
And they
Coaching
have that
staff is great.
Right, and then Trevor Lawrence, you can't forget about him. He's been the number 1 draft pick since he came out of high school. So
Sunshine will be ready he'll be ready when the time is needed. If I had to go ahead and put my stamp on it, I'd go with Clemson. Right now they have Clemson as the favorites by 2 points.
Yeah.
But the matchup indicator from ESPN, the Power Index, has Ohio State favored. About 55% of the people tending to go towards Ohio State. So
yeah, I know it's going to be a great matchup. Offensive line of Clemson versus the defensive line of Ohio State.
Yes.
That's going to be the premier matchup to watch.
Yeah, they're already saying Clemson's tackle's main focus is on Chase Young, as it should be.
Oh, well, of course. I mean,
the guy has
one of the top players in,
if not the top player in the nation. He is a monster.
Joe Burrow is still in the league, so can't be number 1.
I guess that means it's time to go ahead and switch the conversation towards LSU and that Oklahoma game. Both offenses are going to put up points. That's for sure. As a matter of fact, what is the total over-under on that game? That's an interesting stat I like to see. So they have the over-under at 76 points. That means both teams have to be expected to score about 35 plus apiece.
Yeah, well, don't go with the under.
Yeah, I think that's going to cover. There's still an insane amount of points. For Oklahoma, what would you say their biggest concern coming into this game should be?
LSU's offense, of course. I mean, 3 wide receivers, Jamar Chase, Jefferson. These boys are going to be balling. Joe Burrow is going to be hitting these boys. There's really nothing you can do about it. The offense that Joe Brady is running and Steve Ensminger is running is unguardable. Even Kirby Smart said it. When he looked at the tape and he saw the offense, he couldn't do anything about it. So that's what their main focus should be. We can see what they do about it, but I don't think it's much they can do.
I think LSU has tapped into something that a lot of us have not seen, but when they came up with this passing coordinator job, I had never heard of something like that on any level. So the fact that they brought that in, I think a lot of teams are going to start to turn towards that. Joe Brady has been nothing but exceptional. He's done wonders for this offense.
Yes, he has.
To the fact that even though he's the passing game coordinator, his passing game is so lethal that it makes the running game just as deadly. You know, LSU's offense can win. If they want to run the ball and dictate tempo, they can.
Right. They can definitely not forget about the running game.
Exactly.
Clyde Edward-Helaire, he will gut you for 100 yards in a heartbeat.
Easily. I think here the biggest story for me should be the fact that Jalen Hurts made the playoffs over Alabama. We can only wonder if Nick Saban's even going to watch this game. If he's going to be in his corner salting at his former player.
As he should.
Jalen Hurts put up insane numbers as he led his team in passing and rushing. The man put up 50 total touchdowns this year. In a regular year, in a normal year, you would say he's got to win the Heisman. But then on the other side, his counterpart threw for almost 5,000 yards and another 50 touchdowns.
Yes, it's going to be a great matchup of offenses, powerhouse. But one thing Oklahoma can do is come with the underdog card. Also, Oklahoma's kind of the forgotten team in the playoffs. Nobody really expected them to do anything. They kind of slid in with Utah losing and Georgia losing. So they come in with this not undefeated, but this underdog mindset. Then they can galvanize behind that and definitely try to win off of that.
I agree. I agree. I think Oklahoma's going to be able to put up the points, but to be able to sit here and score with basically against the New Orleans Saints offense is a tough challenge. As great as Lincoln Riley is, he's a great offensive mind. That's going to be very tough to sit here and be able to score along Joe Brady's LSU Tigers. But at the end of the day, I think LSU is going to prevail from this game and go ahead and move on to the championship. In my eyes, we should be seeing Clemson against LSU in the championship.
I agree with you, and that's going to be a great matchup. That would be a great matchup to see. Both the Tigers, both of them claim Death Valley.
Yeah,
we'll see who's the real Death Valley in that matchup.
Yeah, that'll be exciting. I'm ready to see it all. I'm eager to see what everyone else has to say about it as we're building up to these games. So, you guys, thank you again for tuning in. Daquan, thanks for being part of the show again. As always, it's a pleasure having you.
Pleasure to be here.
And we'll tune in with you guys next time.